Hello? Hello, everyone! My name's Sugi Yamagawa, and on today's stream, we're going to be making salsa and canning it. And, in case you're wondering why I may look a little bit nervous in the thumbnail, it's because, well, earlier I was. But I'm feeling a lot better about this. So, before we get into this, let me just share my experience from like last year. So this is actually going to be the same recipe that I used last year, and basically it turned out pretty well. Like even like today I can still like eat it like nearly a year later, so that meant the canning process went good. That's always good. Avoiding food poisoning is always a positive thing. But because I was a bit too much of a rush, I was in a rush when I made it last year. I didn't take the time to cook the salsa down enough. Well, the juice. So, might be wondering what all this red stuff you see here is. Well, this is frozen tomato juice. So I grow tomatoes, and this year I may have grown a few too many plants, and I juice my tomatoes and then I freeze them because I want to wait until like once we get a bit closer to like fall where we are at now, because we're like midway through September now, and because I also want my like pepper plants to be like fully pumping out peppers, which they are now. Granted, not as much, but I'll talk about that later. So, frozen tomato juice. So this recipe that I've got a link down in like the description below that I'm using today. This makes 7 to 8 pints and calls for like 10 cups of peeled tomatoes. So we're going to be substituting the peeled tomatoes for this tomato juice. But yeah, we're going to be taking that recipe and multiplying it by 4. I mean, multiplying it by a factor of 4. I actually currently I froze 80 cups of tomato juice this year, and when I was researching like the recipe before stream and figuring out like how much of like the other ingredients in this recipe I need to prepare, I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm gonna be able to manage. Well, I was like, if I throw all the tomato juice I have like 5 gallons, and I don't need. And then I was, because one thing I am constrained by is the amount of jars I have, because I don't want to go out and buy jars. I actually have quite a few jars. I've got, let's see, 15. I've got 15 quart jars at the ready, and then I think I've got 20, if not more, pint jars. But this should be like more than enough for what in terms of scale, we're aiming for today. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding like this stuff. Well, once I add like this big thing, I'm gonna go ahead and get the kettle fired up, because we're gonna just let the kettle run with the tomato juice in it, because I really want to boil this tomato juice down and concentrate it. And yeah, so we're gonna be aiming for, I don't know if you can see the markings there, but these digits, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, whatsoever going up. I'm hoping to get this up to the 2.5 gallon mark with this stuff going in. So I'm gonna step around here and try to add this without making it, which is always the goal. Okay. Not too much of a mess. Good. My scraper doodles. I need a scraper doodles. Where's the scraper doodles? I see you. You're way over there. Got a little bit of stuff, and I kind of get as much as I can. And you're no longer needed. I'm a little constrained on space today, so cable space because of the CD shelf project. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this fired up, and I'll wait for this to melt before I add more of these. Wait, really that quiet? Wow. That propane is burning very quietly. But kinda wanna. Add some of the stuff in there. Because that's gonna be like the hard part. Making sure I get melt all this in. That's the slight concern. Angling is very challenging. And also the propane burner doesn't like it if I use like too lowly. But I'm gonna turn. I want to eat, because when this ice, well, basically tomato ice right now, I want it to slowly melt. And I took everything out of the freezer this morning in anticipation of this, and it melted a little bit, but not quite as much as I would have liked. So I'm anticipating using all three of these in today's recipe, but we'll go ahead and add this one. We will add this one. Morning, buddy! Oh, there we go. Haha! How's good guy? But yeah, I cut the tops off Ito In bottles, and I had to. These are basically the forms for my freezing. That I'm gonna probably have to cut open. Well, I have cut it open. I am good. That's great. Good to hear. Okay. Huh. Neat. Tomorrow a big day, yeah. Because tomorrow's gonna be your return stream, right? Ooh, I'm gonna need more trash. There, I got more trash availability. Huh. That was unanticipated. All the loose stuff off. The loose stuff. Get back to streaming, and I'm taking a little cousin to the card store. Hell yeah! That sounds like living your best life right there. Granted, I anticipated that getting these chunks of tomato out of here to be easier. Has been. Wait. It's what I do, yes. We take care of our cousins around here. Felt positive. Woo! Yeah! And I should have let these defrost overnight. There we go. But yeah, this is going to be the hardest part. Frosting. But I definitely look like I'll be needing some more. So. Granted, this is actually like how cold they are. Like just taking them out like freezes. But I do add that to it. Yeah, there we go. And I might just let these sit out for a little bit. Would have been nicer if I had like smaller amounts that could have started unfreezing, but I don't have smaller amount. But yeah, as you can tell, it's a little watery. Which is why we're gonna let this cook. Let it cook for a while. But yeah, it definitely seems optimistic I will be using a lot of what I pre-prepared for the tomato stuff. But yeah, I probably should grab this. So, for our scaled up recipe, this container, this big container, I have to fill it to roughly about here with both diced onions and diced peppers. So we got a lot of cutting ahead of us. So that's why I'm cool with this taking its time. And I'm gonna let it take its time. That was actually kind of like the mistake last year, was I did not let this cook for long enough. Woo! Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna start with the onions, because the onions are gonna be the easiest thing to dice in terms of like volume dicing. The peppers are gonna be fun. I'm not anticipating. Well, I am gonna have fun with dicing the peppers, but it's gonna be a lot of work. Because I got a lot. Actually, just remember crushing tomatoes at your place. Yeah. Here is this morning's pepper harvest. Okay. But yeah. So many peppers. And then I also bought 4 more at the grocery store this morning. Oh, them peppers be good. Oh, they're gonna be good peppers, man. They're gonna be good peppers and good food. Granted, it is a little intimidating how much work I have ahead of myself, but hey, I have the better part of the morning. I was actually intending on sleeping in, but my body was like, "Hey, you slept 8 hours. Let's kick butt." And I'm like, "Okay, sure." I've got a big stream today, so yeah. And this is gonna be a big. It's also kind of a revenge match against last year's batch of salsa, because last year's batch of salsa just turned out kind of mid. It was a little too watery for my taste, is what I don't like about it. So I'm gonna just take my time with like the tomato juice here and just... Heck yeah, you did. But yeah, good guy. I've actually been a really good guy about taking it easy on the alcohol. Because yesterday was actually like the first Friday in a long time where I actually have not drank on a Friday. Oh yeah, so my goal for myself is to only do my drinking on the weekends, and exclusively the weekends, barring any holidays or if my birthday. Because I am drinking on my birthday. I'm going to be a healthy boy. But I'm going to take care of myself, but I'm still going to have fun on fun days. That will happen. But yeah. I've definitely been doing good on the limiting of the stuff, yeah. Problem is I've got like all you negative influences who are taking care of yourself so well, and it's putting the pressure on me to take care of myself. So it's like, man, my friends are doing a great job at taking care of themselves. I should probably jump on that bandwagon. Woo! I'm gonna give this... Ooh, me? Yeah. Yeah, that's right, buddy. Better be aware of the fact that you are a positive influence. Wow. So I've got both of those in there. Fully immersed. And I don't think we're at like 2... Nah, you're crazy. Dude, I'm a VTuber making salsa. I am crazy. I'm proud of my crazy. I love my crazy. Being crazy is good. Makes for great content. And also I'm crazy because of the amount of polyurethane fumes I've inhaled in that like past week. Like when I came home from... It was funny because, let's see, Thursday night, I did like the big coats on the oak boards and the outer shell of the like shelving, which was like the most polyurethane I used at one time. Went to bed, didn't smell it in my room. Came home from work Friday and my room smelled of polyurethane, which I was like, great, but can't fight that logic. But when I was getting ready for this stream, I actually found some Febreze I stashed away, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna make my room smell amazing before I go to bed tonight. And I did. It was lovely. Alright. But yeah, one onion was basically enough to just cover the bottom of this bowl. I need to like fill this bowl to here. So I reckon I'm probably gonna need about at least 6 or 7 onions, but by the power of Costco, here's a 5-pound bag. So in hindsight, I'm really glad I bought this. Because I usually don't buy another bag if I still have onions left over from the last bag. But I knew I was doing this, so I went ahead and bought multiple bags anyway. So I'm gonna take frequent breaks to stir this. Prevent burning. But yikes. This thing's like it's covered in ice. Like that's how cold these are. Super cold. But yeah, I'm gonna try and cut this one open. because we're definitely gonna need more of these. Woo! Whoa. Oh, messy. And they're hard to grab. They're messy and they're hard to grab. Because they're cold. They're so incredibly cold. Woo! Woo! Okay. Yeah, note to self, don't underestimate the power of onions. Yes! And then all capitals. That's the way to do it. That's... don't want to cut myself. Same time, they want to free it. Reasons. Ooh, yeah. Keep this up. This. But woo! Can you believe some people don't like them? Yeah. My sister married one of them. Darn it. Woohoo! So we've got another thing in there. And it looks like we're just starting to hit the 2-gallon mark. So, since I am still lacking in tomato juice, time to do the next one. Because, oh, he's from Ohio. Are you surprised? No, I'm not. I shouldn't be. I really shouldn't be. Ah! Got juice on my arm. How dare it? Like the land of Oz up there, man. I don't know what the founding fathers were thinking that Ohio was actually like an idea worth doing. We should have just like left it to Canada or something. Woo! Okay, I got through the rib. Woo! Now, it would have been a little bit easier to get these out if it was like straight sides and stuff. Granted, I should have. The thing I should have done is take these out like probably like 2 days ago, so. If anyone here decides to freeze their own tomato juice and then unfreeze it in like Ito-In bottles, be very, very, very careful. Ooh. Ooh, that's good sound. Good sound. Yep. So it's freeing up. You can kind of see it there. There we go. There we go. Not as much splash. I'll take it. But I dropped my stir stick. And my stir stick fell on the ground, so I'm gonna wash it off quickly. There. Granted, one of the great side benefits of today's stream should be that my garage is going to go from smelling like stuff used to coat wood to smelling like Mexican food. Hopefully. Hopefully. That's the goal. Because it'll be great if I can get it back to smelling like something nice again. Okay. I've got more of these, because I definitely still need more. Because I'm just under 2 gal. I anticipate needing 2 of these. But I'm gonna let this basically sit for now. I'm just gonna let all this stuff melt. And I'm also gonna let those melt. Because, well, we've got a lot of prep work in terms of ingredients. Oh, wow. This onion's seen better days. That's seen better days. Looks a little rough. Let's slice it open and see what we got. Ooh, yeah! Clear! Nice! That's what we want. That's what we want. Yeah. But yeah, I'm also a little constrained on table space because of the shelf project has taken some from me. Basically, my whole table saw stand has boards on it, which I've finished the top coats on those. I just needed to coat the bottom on the oak boards, and I need to put a layer stain on the bottom and add, let's see, and I need to cut them down to size, and then the shelf project will be 100% done, and then I can try to get that shelf up the stairs into my room. I'm gonna have fun with that, and by fun, it's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be very awkward. Because, yeah, the shelf is... It's basically like a 5 foot... It's 5 foot tall by 5.5 foot tall box. And it's about as easy to handle as that. Yeah. I'm gonna get... It's kind of scary to think that one of these days I'm gonna actually get real good at cutting onions without looking at my hands. Do you need me to help you? Nah. It's not a weight thing, it's like an awkwardness thing, which I'm optimistic I can handle it. Because to actually build the thing, I've had to flip it a few times in the shop to get to certain sides of it. And I've been able to handle it. It's just like really big and awkward. I mean, it's sturdy as could be, though. I've engineered this thing with the finest sassafras lumber in the land. It is a sturdy shelf. Granted, I was actually really surprised how square it was when I brought all the boards together, because I was expecting to use the backing to help me square it, and I didn't need it. I didn't need it to help square the thing, which was nice. Sweet. So we're sitting at about 2 gallons of tomatoes. Well, tomato juice. We need to get that up to 2.5. That good wood looks that desk made from it. What, right in front of your face? That good wood from the great state of Indiana. A better state than Ohio. Poor Ohio. Woo. Hey you, I do not want you falling on the ground again. I really don't want to rinse you off again. Let's just have that happen once per stream. So I think the rhythm I'm going to try and go for here is slice an onion up. And then I'm going to give this a stir. Then I'm going to slice an onion up. And then I'm going to give the thing a stir. And that's going to be how we do this morning. Oh, onion sliced. Grab stir stick. And I got a nice little heat going. Not like super warm or super hot, which is good. Because if I go with too high of a heat, I might actually like burn it a little bit. I don't want that. Really, 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 really don't want that. Yeah. Getting lots of liquid. Lots of liquid, not so much ice. I prefer my salsa in semi-liquid form. I want to be able to pour my salsa, not like scrape it from a jar. Man, some of these onions, like the outside, just doesn't look like it's had the best time. And the camera doesn't really capture how rough it looks. Thick boy. What a lovely boy. We love our onions here. Actually, things we also love here is tea. Tea is love. Tea is life. Ah, man, that's the ticket. Ooh, slimy. Still slimy, so I'm gonna have to take off that. So, I tried to peel it off here. Ooh, got a hit of that onion in there. So I'm gonna just have to go down another layer on it, which is fine. I just lose a little bit. I just lose a layer of onion if I do that. Nope. I'm gonna have. Oh, by the way, I had luck yesterday. I found a home. Ah, cool. Hell yeah. Nice job finding those cards. Whoa. Yeah, the onion. Yeah, this onion is gonna be real slimy. So I'm gonna have to be real careful when I put my knife to it. But yeah, hell yeah, having luck with the cards. I'm trying to think this week. Have I had any like big luck this week? I want to say I have had some big luck this week, but I'm not sure what. I don't know. Thanks. Next week I'm gonna order last year's set. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Hands are so incredibly sticky. That's what paper towels are for. Okay. But yeah, this week's actually been a pretty good week for me, though. Actually, earlier this week, I actually got work done on like my projects and got workouts in. I actually got 2 workouts in this week. Which, ever since I've started doing this, like, it's been really hard to, like, have a workout routine or stick to it. Just because of, like, how much time all this takes up. Because, like, even for just, like, this stream, I spent probably, like, I don't know, at least an hour and a half prepping. And then I spent definitely the better part of this morning getting everything ready and stuff, so. A lot of prep work, mostly research. Like researching like today was like researching recipe and then like getting all my components together. I can't wait to get back to mine next week. Yeah. We're gonna take care of ourselves and live our best lives. Man. Woo. And the fun things the tracking does when I look down. But yeah, actually, I haven't talked about it yet on stream, but I've decided I'm going to take next week off because work's going to be busy. And then next week after, well, basically next weekend after this one, I'm going to be away for family stuff. So, with me traveling out of town for family stuff and work being busy, and I'm on call next week, I'm going to just take next week off. That will also give me some time to plot future projects. Because I've got some future projects that I am excited about. And depending when a certain roomie gets me money he owes me, I'll be able to run out and buy some materials for stream projects. Hey. Well, this thing isn't gonna eat as much onion as I thought. I think we'll be able to do it with 3 more onions, hopefully. But yeah, we got 1 onion cut up. Give this a stir. Ooh. Tomatoey. Ooh. Starting to think. Yeah. Because we're sitting at close to 2 gallons. So, and we want 2.5. I'm gonna be ambitious and work on adding the next one of these. Once I stop adding ice, this stuff will be actually able to boil properly. Because right now it's actually not even, I don't even think it's really simmering. Because it basically has giant chunks of tomato in it. Alright. And then I'm just going to be devoting my full... This, put this down. Alright. Man. Okay. Pop! Pop! Woo! These things are messy. I'm gonna have to be a lot smarter about my defrosting. Cut. There we go. Technically, I'm doing something you're not supposed to do, and that's cut towards yourself. But I'm grabbing the bottom. So if I cut, well, this is basically how you're not supposed to do it, but my only option. My only option. Well, actually, yeah, if I cut like this, then I'm cutting away from myself. Yeah, that's the ticket. That's the ticket. Go. It is a slow and arduous process. Still slow and arduous process. But it will bear fruit. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I've been it. We're close. I think it's almost ready to let go. It sounds like it. But I'm going to be very careful with my optimism right now. Get to... Woohoo! Okay, well, with... No. No, it would be bear salsa. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a stir. But yeah, We're technically a hair bit short with our juice levels. So, I think I was right with the amount of, well, amount of these things, because this is the last one I pulled out pre-stream. But yeah. Okay. Let's finish off adding this stuff. Woo! Drizzle, 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 drizzle. Actually. Get an edge started. Flip it around. Just gotta get this started. Ooh. Let's see here. Can I pop it? I popped it, but not in the way I wanted. Hey, I'm actually kind of getting a little bit good at this. So if I can just like keep edging it and slowly cut away at it, I think that's going to be the ticket. Yep, just like this. And at some point, I'm gonna let go. I don't know how far. I think I gotta get about here, and then it'll do what I want it to do. Woo! Yeah. Wish I knew this would be this much effort. Here you go. But at least I'm glad I at least tried to at least glad I tried to unfreeze this stuff. Ooh, yeah. Okay, okay. Don't get too optimistic, buddy. But get one more split going. I think I can convince us to let go. That's the thing, I gotta be careful. You're no longer careful is when you get hurt with this, doing this thing. Granted. Whoop. Stay. Stay. Woo! Tomato splash! Yay! I don't have to worry about tomato splashes anymore. Oh yeah. So that's like 2 3/4 right now. So we'll give a nice stir. I don't think it's too warm. Like the splash. Splish splash, make a splash. Okay. Cheers. Tomato juice is in. Now I let that cook for a long time. But once the ice is melted, I might raise the heat, I don't know yet. I'm unsure about when I want to, like, crank the heat on the thing. But for now, I just want it to, like, warm up and then get to, like, a somewhat reasonable boil. So, well, just like probably a nice simmer, because I want it to cook down. You need it to cook down, man. Bloop. Because we want to have a nice, thick salsa. A little thicker. Because last year's batch was a little thin for my taste. So I want to take the time to do it right. Well, take the time to get a better result. Okay, fine, onion. I'll do it your way. I wanted to peel it at just this level and dice this, but it said no. The white onion just makes such a glare. And if you're wondering why, like, things are a bit bright on, like, this side of the world, down by, like, the kettle, that's due to the fact that I do have the garage door open. And when the garage door is open at this time of day, it's very bright. Because I'm going to have the garage door open if I have propane burning. I currently have propane burning. But yeah, I actually did my first, So this is a thing I heard about from at work. And that is, it's better. How it feel today? Alright. I mean, we have more moisture in the air and stuff, but it's gonna get warm. I think today's... It's gonna get up to, like, 90? Like, it's gonna be a warm day. It's definitely not... We don't have fall weather yet. That's the bigly sigh, is no fall weather. And I definitely would like fall weather. At some point. Granted, I don't think we're going to get proper fall weather till October. And what's probably going to happen is... October will hit, and we'll get like 2 weeks of proper fall weather, and then winter will be like, hi, I'm here. I hope that doesn't happen. Because darn it, I want to do more campfire cooking streams, but I don't want to do those unless the weather's nice. And the weather for this weekend is definitely going to be a little too warm. But that's one of my hopes for next month, is to hopefully do more of those streams. Because I want to do more of those streams. That is a thing I very much want to do. I want to be the greatest campfire cooking VTuber. Seems in line for the place we live. Damn it. We just cannot have nice things. Can't have nice weather. Onion, set there. Do. But yeah, I'm really glad the onion's taking up this much room. I'm gonna give it a good look after the next onion. But I was kind of genuinely concerned I would run out of onions. I was concerned about running out of onions and peppers because the base recipe asks for 2.5 cups. And I'm timesing that by 4, which that means 10 cups. And also, for anyone who's curious, the reason why I know the fill level for this container I'm using is because I put 10 cups of water in this morning. And was like, okay, so if I fill it to like this point on the rim, I'm good. And that means I don't have to like handle a 2-cup measuring cup like 5 times to like measure out my stuff. Because I need 10 cups of both the onions and the peppers. Woo. Okay, get that breaking up. I want to make sure this stuff gets broken up reasonably well. I feel like some of these chunks might be a little big for salsa, but that'll be fine. I'm sure some of this stuff will probably get cooked down a little bit. But yeah. I think we're getting pretty close to the onion. Amount of onion we need, which is good, because... yeah, onion's going to be the easy part. Peppers. No. Peppers are going to take a lot of work. Because single onion, big and bulky. Single pepper, hollow inside. I am not anticipating. It will do. But yeah, it should be a pretty good day. Good day to be alive. But I do plan to have the CD shelf finished today. And then, what's probably going to happen this evening is I'm going to be stacking CDs. I'll be stacking CDs off shelving, and then I'll be stacking CDs onto shelving. Yay. Bloop. Pop. Okay, how do you wish to do? Do. Ooh. Yeah, I did it. Whoa! Oh, thank goodness. Did not hit the ground. Hit the ground, I would have had to wash you. Actually, no, we're gonna rip that layer off. Huh. Right, the slimy layers. Damn it. I thought I was gonna have an easy peel. I was wrong. I was terribly wrong. Okay. Hey, I had an idea while my Pokemon is being made. Ooh. The good guy's got an idea. Would you like to share it with the class? Yeah. My gosh. Kinda sucks when the onion's slimy. Like it when the onion's slimy. Makes it really hard to handle. But yeah, sometimes when you peel onion, you get like this like in-between clear layer. And the other side of it is like really slimy. Sucks. Eh. Ooh. Yeah, that's an easy way to do it. That's a labor saver. That's some good thinking. But yeah, you can't see it because it's currently under the cutting board. But I'm throwing all my scraps into a bucket between my feet. Well, it's not between my feet, but it's at my feet. I figured this would be like the easiest way for me to handle all the scraps, because yeah, there's gonna be a lot of scraps with like the onions and honestly the peppers. There's gonna be a lot of seeds with all the peppers. Nope. I should be optimistic. Hard amount of onion. And I'll have onions left over. Because I don't want to run out of onions. That'd be terrible. That'd be something absolutely freaking terrible. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like other stuff. Because I felt like I had quite a few like things I wanted to talk about, and now we're rolling, and it's like, man, I don't know what I want to talk about. Don't know. Other than the fact I'm probably going to be actually starting to get kind of warm in here. Ooh. Okay, yep. I am definitely in a room that has a flame going. Because I just glanced over at my thermostat on the wall, and... Which is... It doesn't actually hook up to anything, it just tells me what temperature it is in the garage. Yeah, it's already 80 in my garage right now. No onion, sad Sugi. Yes. Yes. No onions makes for a sad Sugi. Granted, I'm willing to sacrifice my onions for the sake of quality salsa. Add a stir. And we still have plenty of ice blocks. So this is just going to be a day of slow cooking fun. But I want to take a look at this. Because I know roughly my onions. But you know what? My name's Sugi. We're going to do one more onion. We're going to do one more onion, and then I'll start prepping peppers. Because the peppers are going to take forever. That's just going to be a fact of the matter. Is the peppers are easily the most pain in the butt part. Granted, there could have been a more pain in the butt part, but I bought the pre-minced garlic because if I had to, I think the recipe calls for 6 cloves of garlic. I'm multiplying it by 4. If I had to mince 24 cloves of garlic, that's way too much work. At some point, I'm going to have to look up how much a clove of garlic is in terms of like teaspoons or tablespoons or whatever. Granted, I did have a pretty chill week at work, which was nice. Granted, that just means that I'm going to have a calm before the storm. That's just how that is going to go. Ooh, yeah. Oh, sweet. This is pretty close to ideal. You get that layer off, and then you got like a little bit of paperness, like in this corner. But I'm not going to worry about it. Because these onions are going to be cooked for a while. This salsa is going to get cooked for a while. And then we get to do the canning. Which also, like, the canning is probably going to be a little... It can be a wee bit awkward. The words. Because, I need to free up my burner. So basically, I'm going to have, like, a big thing of stuff here, and then I'm going to have to move it somewhere else. And have to move it off to the side to make room for the water bath canning. Because... yeah. And that's what I get. I didn't take off the thin slimy layer, and now I'm paying for it. Now, my knife's wanting to slide on it, and that's not fun. Granted, the trick for that is you want to do like down vertical cuts. And then once you get like a reasonable amount of like open space, a little hard to see. Yeah, like that. Then you can bring it down. And you can do these cuts. And that's how you handle a slightly slimy onion. That. This. Bloop! Okay, just put that up. And not get assaulted by the onion defense mechanism. Whew. Hey now. Don't make me break you up. But yeah, we finally got rain though. At least weather-wise, I'm gonna be happy about that. I mean, we may not have fall weather, but at least I don't have to worry about watering the garden constantly. Hey, just letting you know I'm listening. Oh no, that's fine. Dude. This is a very lurk-friendly place. Do what you need to do. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I'm gonna call it good with the onions after this one, so I'm gonna move these somewhere. I don't have I'm a little low on table space at the moment. Last one. Then we're gonna be prepping an ungodly amount of prep. Yep. Okay. Slimy stuff. It's terrible for knives. It just glances right off. Terrible. So, let me demonstrate what I was talking about earlier. You want to have it up like this. Then you cut down. Probably like once or twice. You create this space, and then on this space you can just mince away. Sounding like the salsa is starting to bubble a bit. Okay. Yeah. There we go. That's pretty much like this is roughly the amount of stuff we need. So take this, bring this over, and I'm gonna put the onions in there. So that way I can make room in here. Because this bowl is also my measuring bowl. There. You there. Give it a stir. Because it actually sounds like we're getting a pretty good boil. All the ice is melted. Nearly. Not entirely there, but is nearly melted. Okay, cool. And sip some tea. Go ahead and start with the store-bots. Store-bots. I'm just gonna storm over there. Yeah, that thing's a monster. There we go. Okay. Time to dice an ungodly amount of peppers. This is gonna be work. That's fun. This is gonna be fun work. I'm gonna have salsa. I'm gonna have salsa after this stream. Definitely like one of the nice things of... Definitely a thing that helps keep me going. Despite like all the work and stuff that goes into this is like, hey, do this thing. I end up with a blank. Nope. Better job of showcasing the cutting. Because I'm reasonably happy about things, but it's like, trying to get the best camera angle while also keeping the tracking going. It's challenging. Okay. Pepper taste tests good. man. Yep, the peppers are gonna be tedious. I knew that was gonna be the case. But you can at least watch the salsa. Do the salsa thing. Well, right now it's just tomato juice. Not really salsa. But we're gonna definitely be adding in some choice ingredients. Yeah, camera works harder than I thought. Yeah. Well, for me, it's like having things that like I really like the view I've got right now, but also keeping like things in like a position to where I can easily work on them, like interact with, is kind of like the challenge I'm working with right now. Granted, it's going to be a challenge for any stream. That's why I always try to like take like a little bit of time. Usually when like I got the openings, like starting soon screen going, is I always like to take a look at like where I've got everything positioned. Granted, I'm definitely I'm happier with where I'm sitting at now. Because historically with some of my cooking streams, I've had a different camera angle. Because my camera's for this stream is oriented like this, which is good because it gives you a view of here and here, whereas historically I've done like this. I've had to have a bit more further out view. Oh, that's bell pepper number 1. Oh, you do more than just vibe and listen to music. But yeah, first onion pretty much covered a whole bowl. These peppers are... It's going to be work. But, oh well, it'll be fun. It's fun work. Granted, this is starting to froth up nicely, though. And just have to make sure that I'm good about stirring it. Keep burn spots, but... I think I've got like a really nice low heat going, though. But you can also start to tell that there's some reasonably good amount of steam coming off. Smells tomatoey. Oh. We're doing good there. But... Oh, would you look at that? I'm out of tea. Oh no. Whatever will I do? Make more. Okay. Let's see here. Let's do pomegranate, blueberry, and acacia flavored green tea. Start the tea kettle. And tea bag in mug. Wait. I was getting too used to putting stuff. Yummy? Oh yeah, it's pretty yummy. Technically speaking, I am so fond of like breakfast teas and just basic green that even though that is a good flavored green tea, it's actually kind of my like lesser favorites amongst what I usually have. Like, I like it. It's good. And make food? Make food, man. Make some good food. That. Nope. This. This. Oh, okay. And it's always fun when the tracking does weird stuff. I hope it's not too terrible to the experience. Ooh. Starting to get some bubbles going. In the juice cauldron of... Yeah, the tomato juice cauldron. Yeah, we can call it a tomato juice cauldron. That's a pretty accurate descriptor of what it is right now. I think. Because, like, I know I had some, like, talking points. I was like, man, I'm going to have, like, all the things to talk about. But granted, next stream is actually going to be, like, the ultimate in Sugi tests himself in yapping, because I'm just going to be building Legos tomorrow, so. And. No! Wait. One pepper. Oh, wow. That's really boiling. Yeah. Granted, it's actually... I don't know if I want a roaring boil with that. I just want a simmer. Just a simmer. Okay. Pepper done. Got one scrap there. Then all that goes there. Next pepper. This is stir. Oh yeah. That ice is now 100% gone. But I don't quite want the boil that I'm getting right now. So I'm just gonna give it some good stirring. And I'm gonna put the heat down a bit. Let's see how that works, heat-wise. Granted, it's going to take a while for it to actually settle. Woo! Oh, wow. I may have let the water for my tea get a little too hot. Whoa. Oh. Did I? Okay. So I may have turned it up accidentally then down, which is why it's currently boiling a lot. Hopefully that should be simmered. But I'm gonna go grab a container of... Hey, don't be making noises at me like that. Hey! I don't like that attitude. Well, I'm gonna go grab some cold water. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, I just want to grab some room temperature water to cut the water I just made for the tea. Goes there. Be able to use the rest of this and it'll be fine. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, this is a little bit closer to what I want. A little too boily. But we'll see how well it simmers down. I did accidentally turn it up. Every time I give it a stir, it just bubbles for a while afterwards. It's kind of funny. Oh, okay. Hey now. But at least this should be like a good level of boil for what I want. So I definitely want to get the... I want to get it cooked down. Last year, I did not get it cooked down enough. And I do not like repeating mistakes. I just make a mistake once and don't make it again. Well, if I make a mistake once and I learn from it, it's not a mistake, it's a lesson. Or at least that's what I believe in. But yeah, this is gonna be the dicing of the peppers. The dicing of the peppers is gonna be kinda boring, kinda slow going. And kinda try to do what I can do to keep it going. Keep it going, keep the spirits up. Gotta do what you gotta do. Granted, I mean, granted peppers are nice. Personally, I'm quite the fan. I mean, I grow them for a reason. We'll taste test that one. And that passes quality control. Gotta quality control your peppers. Oh yeah. I should probably finish munching this before something. So this recipe, as is online, what is it? It calls for habanero peppers for the heat. I'm actually not going to be using habanero peppers for the heat. For my hot pepper, I'm going to be using Anaheim peppers, because, well, I grow Anaheim pepper. And I literally grew them 1 year in the garden, and they just did numbers. They did big happy numbers, and they have done really well in my garden. So I've continued to plant Anaheims year after year. Definitely still pretty watery though. I like to get that boil a bit more down to a proper simmer. One moment. Okay. So I've turned it down a little bit more. I just want this to simmer a little bit. Granted, I think timing for everything is going to work out. And by that, I mean, once I get the peppers done, it's huge, big, sense of scale, pepper, scale. Look at this thing, it's a monster. Big green monster. But yeah, I think the timing for everything is going to work out real nice. So, this little bit here, that's quality control. That's how we quality control our peppers here at this homestead. By eating that. We eat it, and it's good enough. It's going into the salsa. Granted, it's not hard to be good enough to go into the salsa. Because, I mean, that's the good thing about this. That's really, like, a good thing about, like, any, like, proper dish like this. When you, like, blend all the ingredients together, it helps blend the flavors together. Okay. That boil is starting to slow down some. Starting to slow down some. But getting closer to where I want it. Not like gonna like froth over or anything. Gosh, I don't want it. I don't want to watch it like hot break. Like hot break when I'm making beer. Like that's way too much work. Granted. I'm gonna be really excited when peppers are done. Peppers are done. Start adding stuff. Talking about other parts of the recipe. I actually have a little bit of yesteryear's salsa. And also we're going to be trying this as well as we go. Because I think it would be kind of fun to just like throw ingredients in. And then like 5 minutes later be like, ooh, what does it taste like now? I think I might actually do all right on peppers. That's a pretty decent layer, and I still got like the rest of this chunky boy. My tea ready? Kinda. Still a little warm, but that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, as far as like cooking and stuff, using ingredients in the garden, it's probably gonna slow down. Because your boy Sugi is currently entering in fall weather, and also like time of year when stuff starts to slow down. Right now, all I have in the garden is basil. I got basil, leeks, peppers, tomatoes. I'll have tomatoes if the squirrels don't beat me to them. Darn squirrels. Tree rats. Oh yeah! One of the reasons why I had to actually like buy peppers was I was anticipating having more peppers because I horrendously overplanted this year. Like my pepper crop, because I think I started 26 pepper plants, and I definitely don't need that many peppers. But I was expecting to just like have more peppers than I know what to do with. In like preparation for this stream. Like I wasn't planning to store-buy anything. Granted, considering how far store-bought actually has went in terms of like peppers, I was not anticipating that. I was certainly not expecting to get that much out of 4. I just figured I'd grab 4 and I'd be good. But yeah, our local drought that we had was so bad that the squirrels started turning to peppers for water. Because like I was seeing a bunch of my red peppers. Well, when my peppers turn red, they were kind of eaten a little bit. I think I have an example or two in my bins behind me, which that's the end of my store-boughts, so start doing the garden peppers now. I have room for you there. Can I park you here? You're parked. Thank you for being parked. But yeah, this is the beginning of these are peppers I've grown. I probably should have stirred the tomato juice. Ah! It's actually the little remnants of the pepper flower after it gets fertilized. Stir. I think I'll try to turn the heat down a little bit more. My propane burner, it sometimes doesn't like to maintain flame if like the rate of fuel flow gets too low. I did clean it up, and granted, I'm gonna just be gradually turning it down until I get to like a reasonably slow simmer. Thought I had looked like there was a decent cup of water in there. But yeah. Some of you might be thinking, man, these homegrown peppers look small. Hey, they are small but full of flavor. Because, oh my gosh. Like, store-bought peppers are alright, but like, there's no comparison no comparison at all between store-bought peppers and like home-bought. Well, homegrown. Like, some people like to grow tomatoes because they like the flavor difference. And that's fine. I mean, I do notice a slight flavor difference with store-bought tomatoes versus homegrown, but like peppers especially are like a whole other different ballgame. Welcome back! And peppers be good, yo. Well, I was talking about the difference between store-bought peppers and homegrown peppers. And how peppers are probably like the most... They're definitely like one of the vegetables I've grown, they're definitely the most noticeable in terms of like quality. Like the sweet pepper, like the actual sweet pepper that I'm cutting up right now, like is genuinely sweet. It's really nice. And I'm getting a really nice... And I'm getting a good dice. But yeah, we're not working with the peppers you like, good guy. Because the shishito peppers are really small. And they're kind of a pain. Well, if I was trying to prep a whole bowl of these, of the small peppers, that'd be so much work. And also, you want this... I'm not a super fan of heat. I definitely prefer my salsa on like the more mild side versus hot. But I definitely want there to be some heat to it. Earlier when I stepped out and came back in, I could smell the tomatoey goodness, and now all I can still smell is polyurethane. But hopefully we spend enough time cooking all this stuff to where it actually smells good and nice and like food and not like stuff that coats wood. Keeps it nice and preserved. Boop and boop. Yay. I would kind of went for a finer dye. That's fine. It is fine because guess what? I know who is good. Yeah, if it's heat, then that's all you get. Yeah. Like you want the heat to work with other flavors. Yeah, gotta have that flavor. I mean, heat's fine. I mean, I think heat's good. Heat is a flavor, but you can't just have just the heat. You gotta have everything mixed together nice. But yeah, I think we finally achieved optimal boil with the tomato sauce. Well, tomato juice. Tomato juice about to be turned into salsa. It's gonna become salsa once I finish this egregious amount of prep work. But yeah, so far we don't have any hot peppers going into this, but soon I'll be cutting these up, and then I'll have to like constantly remind myself for the rest of the stream, don't touch your eyes, Sugi. If you do it, you're gonna yelp. Okay. So that is another bell pepper. I genuinely was not expecting the bell peppers to fill that much up, which granted that might be good. Because my other pepper and this pepper that's gonna be the pepper I'm relying on for the heat, this is Anaheim. I don't know how much... Like, these aren't gonna super fill this up. And we're actually gonna kind of want to fill that up. So. Right now I've got 2 bell peppers left. But yeah, I like bell peppers. It's just historically, for me personally, I haven't got the best performance out of plants. until this year, I've had a bell pepper. I think all these bell peppers that I think I pulled 4 off. Yeah, I think I pulled 4 off this morning. I pulled 4 off this morning, and I've gotten quite a few others. Because traditionally, when I grow bell peppers, I usually only get like, I think like 4 per plant. And then this year has just been like, I've had 1 bell pepper plant, and it has just been pumping out the peppers, which is real nice. It's actually about, and it's actually getting pretty big. It's almost the height of this workbench. It has been doing very well. Very happy about that. Because hopefully that means the future, because if I can get to the point where I get like 4 bell pepper plants, and I can get a dozen peppers off each one, then that's a really good season for me. I'm going to be happy with that season. Granted, next season, I'm definitely cutting back on the peppers. Because I think I mentioned earlier, I did 26 this year, like starting out. I'm probably going to drop it down to 20. I'm also planning on, so my front yard salsa bed, which is a bed where I grow tomatoes and peppers in, traditionally I've grown 10, and I think I'll be honest, I think I've been crowding things out, and I'm going to cut back on the, 82 in here. But I'm going to cut back on the spacing and stuff. Ooh. Is pepper, just pepper, and pepper, and pepper. This pepper is made up of so many layers. But I'm gonna kind of cut things back a little bit with the salsa bed. Next year, I'll probably just put like, let's see, traditionally I've been putting in like 10. I'll probably cut it to 6. I think I'll do 6 pepper plants in that bed next year. And then, with the space that's been freed up, I'm going to grow some basil. Because so this year was actually the first year I grew basil in my raised beds. And the basil really liked the raised bed. So I was like, okay. Basil likes raised beds. Sugi likes basil. Sugi's going to be putting some basil into some raised beds then. That is what I'm going to do. Okay. Yeah, I got one more after this. Okay. Oh, wow, that actually really simmered. The boil at the tomatoes. The boiling tomato juice. Granted, I'm going to work on getting a better... I'm going to work on a more frothy boil once I start throwing ingredients in, because... yeah, I'm going to want everything... bottom. But yeah, it's nice and steamy. I'm actually starting to get a real nice smell out of it. But it's going to get better. It's going to get so much better. Because right now we're literally just in, we're in prep hell right now, which is fun. I hope it's fun. I'm sure it's not too interesting watching me like attempt to yap and cut at the same time. But I try. But yeah, also speaking of like garden stuff and whatnot, I think what I might do, I mean, I'm here for you, buddy. Oh, thanks, man. Oh, don't worry about it. Like, seriously, genuinely, don't worry about it. Like, I'm just doing this for funsies, man. And as a guy who's just doing it for funsies, like, you know what? Do it, have fun, and don't worry about it. I mean, that's kind of like my attitude. Like, I'm not doing this with the perspective of like becoming like big streamer. Screw that. Being a big streamer is also big work too, and I want to take it easy. Just nice to have a nice, small, cozy little channel. Who knows, man? One of these days I'll be like the old man of... I don't know if I'll become... Nah, that's too much ambition. I shouldn't have that much ambition. I should just have fun. Which I am. Kind of. I only say kind of because it's getting warm. Like 82 in the garage right now. It's like, it's a little toasty. Okay, so... Good news! This is all the sweet peppers done. We now begin the peppers that bring the heat. But yeah, I think these bite marks, those are squirrels. And it's like a couple of peppers. I could only imagine the poor squirrels just being like, I'm so thirsty. I'm so incredibly thirsty. Ooh, look, green delicious thing. Oh god, no. Takes a bite and then the squirrel's immediately like, oh god, no. Like, yeah, take that, you tree rat bastard. But yes, we have begun to bring the heat. Granted, this is also just gonna hold true, but I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna worry about getting as much as I can off each pepper, because usually when I do these, I usually get it to about. That's what they get, yeah. But this is usually about what I do. Get to about this level and call it good. Traditionally. But yeah, one of those peppers makes about that much pepper, so. There's a reason why there's... Still mad about my corn years later. Oh, man. Corn's bad. Critters love corn. Sweet corn, too. Yeah! But that's the issue with... I mean, that's like corn in general, though. Like, critters love corn. Especially sweet corn. I remember back when my family lived up in Indiana, Dad ran a power cord to the garden that we had there, and he hooked it up to a radio and had it blast like metal music all night long to keep raccoons out of the corn. Granted, that's what we dealt with up there, it was raccoons getting into the corn. And well, raccoons and possums. There was actually one time there was one time where Dad actually shot a possum and I was nearby, and I was like young kid, like 3 years old. And when he shot the possum, I just kept going, possum blood, possum blood. He thought it was real funny. Man, I want to test how much heat I got. Okay. A little bit. Then you chew on it. Then you feel some heat. Yeah. That's pretty much what I want. That's pretty much ideal levels of heat. Actually, we can probably... Yeah, we can get a little bit of seeds in there. Seeds are where the heat's really at with peppers. Which, actually, a pro tip for those who like a little bit of heat, but not too much. You can basically de-seed your peppers. Actually, I'm going to switch, because that one bin I was pulling peppers out of, had smaller peppers, I'm going to be working with these. I want to work with the big boys. I want to work with the big boy peppers. But yeah, that's actually one of the hard things about bringing all my cutting up into like the full view is. That's how they make poppers. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to like mild your pepper or make it not as like hot, just take the seeds out. Seeds and the ribs, which the ribs are... I'll show you what the ribs are here in a bit. Well, reasonably good example. The ribs are these parts. The center parts. But one more cut. One more. But yeah. Take that stuff out, and it'll help mild up your pepper. Another pro tip, because sometimes these Anaheims can be a little hot for me, especially if I'm using them in a salad. If I cook with them, they're perfect. Throw them on a pizza, perfect. Basically, as long as I just like heat them up in some way before I consume them, perfect every time. I'm happy with the heat I get. But if I use them fresh, they can be a little warm. And if I know I'm going to have them for like a dish, like the next day or something, what I'll do is I'll chop them up the night before, and then I'll just set them in the fridge overnight. And that usually does a pretty good job of milding. And that's another like sugi technique for that. Bit of the techniques that I've learned and developed and honed through the years of homesteading. Being silly me. Alright. And then I just like to rip apart. But yeah. Let's grab a... I want to get some red pepper. Granted, I think... Oh, yeah. But yeah. That's classic squirrel damage right there. Actually, for that. Cut that off. Look. Clear. Granted, some of these peppers are probably going to be pretty tough because of, with like the drought and stuff, the water content of the peppers might be a little bit low. So, yeah. Granted, I think I might end up with a slight overabundance of peppers. Not to complain too much about that. I mean, I see not much of reason to complain about that, but yeah. Like, nearly all my red peppers have just like a small chunk taken out of the top. It's those darn squirrels. Those tree climbing rats. Getting into my crop. Reducing my yield. Granted, I can still salvage them. Because I can salvage a pepper that squirrel's gotten into. A lot harder to do that with, what am I trying to think of? Tomatoes. Tomatoes, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, tomatoes, if squirrels get into tomatoes, then it's kind of GG, game over. But yeah, I also had this like random small pepper. Clear my pepper plate. Clear the pepper plate. Look at wait. Do these up here. I see some big chunks. Don't like that. Don't like that. I don't want big chunks. Small stuff. Small stuff. Stir here. Oh yeah, it's simmering nicely. Give it a nice stir like this. Feels like it's starting to thicken up well, but I'm also going to be adding a lot of tomato paste to this, and that's also going to help thicken this. So But for now, I'm just gonna let it simmer. Let the simmering bring the water content down. And that should get us pretty good. I'm not sure how the best way to handle these small ones is. Granted, how much heat are in these small ones? I'm just gonna lick it. Woo. Okay. Oh god. Yep. Yep. But yeah, I think somehow I got some like random seed contamination because I didn't plant anything like this that was supposed to be like small like this. So I'm not sure what happened, but I think I got some like contaminated seed, which is fine. I don't mind one surprise. Yeah, but these little guys are definitely going to bring some heat to this salsa. They're definitely going to bring a nice bit of heat. And they're also probably going to bring a nice bit of heat because peppers get hotter when they're under stress. And we've had a reasonable amount of drought stress here where I live. So. Scary. Granted, dicing these is really kind of gotta cut in the circles and then I quarter the circles, and I think that's the best way to do it. Has any different suggestions? Feel free to. I need water. Woo! Had some scratching at the back of my throat. That was pleasant. There you go. Could be a good day though. Ooh, that got a nice breeze through the garage door. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it any day. Love me a night. Ooh, and even brought like a nice bit of the ew nostril. Let's make light upgrade. Hopefully, cut 2 circles at the same time. Semi-successful. Ooh, it's still scratching the back of my throat, but. Hey, I'm only working with like a small amount. Yeah, there you go. Small amount of stuff, so got a small amount of stuff that's gonna bring a real nice to the salsa, or at least it should. At least we're not in the. Actually, when I was younger, I actually grew habanero peppers and. Because it was funny. Some of my neighborhood kids, like friends I grew up with and stuff, they actually took some of my habanero peppers and juiced them into water. And they presented the water to me one time. I'm just kind of digging through my pepper bin right now. Don't mind me. Okay, cool. Just trying to make, because these are the last ones of these I got. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of these, because I only have like 1 plant. But they basically juiced the habaneros into water, and they presented it to me as like a prank. They're like, hey, here's some like water that's not been tampered with in any way whatsoever. And I literally look at the rim of the cup and I see a singular pepper seed. And I'm like, you people think you're smart for trying to do this to me. Which, honestly, like, I don't blame them too much, because I was the older kid in this friend group. So the youngsters probably thought, hey, this is our chance to get back at this guy who keeps beating our butts in Yu-Gi-Oh. So since I knew what I was about to consume, I just basically steeled myself as a kid and drank the habanero juice laced water with just an absolute straight face on my face. Straight look. And then drank it and put it down and was like, that's great. Thank you. And then he just looked at me and we were like, what did he do? How did he do that? And it was literally just, I knew what I was consuming and braced myself for it. It was just like, oh, okay. You youngsters want to try and get one up on the guy who's like just like 2-3 years older than you? Okay. I see how it is. I know how I can hold a straight face if I need to. And I did. Okay, so we are about done with these small hot boys. But yeah. There we go! There's our... Ah, yes, the old days of 100 card plus decks and having no idea how to Yu-Gi-Oh! Ah, the good old days of the late 90s. That's a lot of seeds. Ah, good old GOAT format. Where, like, nearly everything was viable. Well, I don't know if nearly everything was viable. A lot of stuff was viable. But I'm gonna set that there. Sure. I wanna kinda see where I'm at. Ooh, wait. Oh, yeah, here we go. So, when I first had all my, like, juice and stuff in here, I was definitely over, a little bit over 2.5 gallons, which was, like, the mark I was trying to hit. Which I was fine being over, because then I could just boil it down, you know? But yeah, I think we're just at 2 gallon now, so. So we're at, well, 2.5 gallon right now in the pot, so. I think we're gonna be... Granted, our pepper bin's starting to look a little full. Granted, I'm gonna definitely dice more peppers up. If I knew the amount of peppers I have was gonna result in the amount I currently see before me, I probably would have only bought like 2 store-bought bell peppers rather than 4. But here we are. Here we are with a little bit of an overabundance. I'm gonna honestly take, because I'd rather have too much than too little. And then, because eventually, hopefully sometime soon, because I can't believe this stream's been going for nearly 2 hours already. And I'm still not done prepping the peppers, because dicing peppers is horrendously tedious, especially these Anaheims. The bell peppers aren't too bad, but the Anaheims are they're just small. They're small, and I need lots. I need lots of pepper. But yeah. It's just lots of tedious prep work. It can be a lot of like cooking and baking and stuff. Like because like prep work is like the work you gotta do to do the thing. But I at least gave myself like time to do prep work, thanks to having to let all this tomato juice boil down, so I get like a thicker paste. All day. I don't want this to be an all day stream. I've got work to do. I've got a shelf I want to finish building today. I've got one more. I've got one more coat of. What is it? Polyurethane. Yeah, I gotta coat the underside of my shelving boards, cut those to size, and then I am basically done with the shelf build. I would like to finish that today. And also, if it's an all-day stream, I'm gonna have to start. I'll have to start drinking on stream. That'd be terrible. That'd be horrendous. Actually, no, it won't. I mean, it's also kind of. I mean, I'm gonna be reasonably thankful when these streams. It is nice when these streams do tend to be a bit on the. Me too. I gotta go find more cards today. Yeah. Yeah, good guy's gonna go find his cards, and then I'm gonna bask in the glory of the work I have wrought. And also, I'm gonna get hungry at some point. I'm actually surprised I'm not hungry right now. Because I was actually intending on sleeping in this morning. Set. But I actually woke up at basically my usual time. My body was just like ready to go, and I was like, okay, fine. I got a pretty ambitious stream today. Be a lot of work. Been a lot of work, but it's been fun work though. Fun work though. But yeah, I was hoping to sleep in by an hour or so. Not happen. So shogun I to that. Okay. And local guy slowly coming to the realization that he may have picked too many peppers. I'm going to be eating peppers. Because after I finish this one, I'll show you what my box looks like. Because I was actually anticipating being short on peppers, but this is my current box of peppers. Which I'm not sure if you're keeping track at home, but it looks like a lot, doesn't it? And I think it is. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to start speed running these bad boys. And basically by speed running, no problem. I eat peppers. Well, keep in mind these peppers are kind of the hotter ones, but I'm probably just gonna get it to the last inch or so, and just chuck it. Because these peppers are probably gonna be a better use of these peppers to get as much of them into the salsa versus me holding onto a whole bunch. So I'm gonna try and speed things up a little bit. Because, yeah, I don't mind spending time at my cutting board. I like my cutting. I make a lot of good food on this cutting board. It's done a lot of good for me. But there's no fun spending all stream in front of a cutting board. Not as exciting as spending all stream in front of a brew kettle. Brewing beer. Brewing beer is kind of exciting. I don't know. I get some nice snip offs. I'll snip off, but we'll try to set a good pace for ourselves. Okay, I'll be lurking a bit now. Try to get ready for the day. Yeah. You get ready to have the best day ever. Or at least a good Saturday. I'm fully anticipating a good Saturday for myself. Okay. Granite. I'm getting pretty full on the peppers, so probably give this a stir. Brandon, one thing I'm not looking forward to after the stream is cleaning this. This is not going to be a fun clean. But it's a thing I'm going to have to do. That. And do that. Down the pepper. Okay, so you don't get too much of a rush. Don't hurt yourself. That is an unideal outcome. Also, if I get hurt now, I'm gonna get pepper juice in the wound, and that is gonna be... That's gonna not be fun. That's gonna be extra not fun. But yeah, we're gonna try to run through these as a quicker pace. I would like to actually start making the actual salsa. Right? Eventually. Huh. But we'll get there. Might take a while, but we'll get there. Let's see if I got any, like, red or pepper. Ooh, you. Yeah, I'm not gonna trust that boy. I'll at least kind of reduce the amount of stuff I'm looking at. I have a lot of peppers in my... Because I just literally went through my plants and was just like, okay, pull everything, Sugi. Pull all the peppers. Because you're going to need all the peppers for the stream because, well, squirrels got into a lot of my peppers. Really concerned about that. And I also bought some at the store, and yeah, the store-bought peppers actually went a lot further than I thought. So I'm currently probably going to be over-peppered now. Which is fine. It's just I'm a little concerned about wasting them. Because I know if I just throw them at the salsa, they will not be wasted. Your sacrifice will not be in vain, Pepper. You may not be consumed today, or tomorrow, or even this year, but you will get consumed, though. You will get consumed. Bloop. That there. Grab next pepper. Next pepper. Doop. Doop. And doop. Well, I was thinking about, at one point, of multiplying this recipe by 5 versus 4, because right now what we're going for this recipe is we're doing it times 4. I'm really glad I'm not doing it times 5, because that would be a lot more work. Because technically I should have because I have plenty of tomato juice. I have plenty of tomato juice. Like, so much tomato juice. Okay, you down like that. And then again like so. Okay, now. But I do think I settled on a good scaling for this. For, like, the amount of ingredients I have and stuff. Would have been a lot. See here. Trying to grab some of the more seasoned looking peppers. Woo! And they all have a nice crunch to them. That's always good. Boop. All the juice, probably about stirring it. And there just went my Tum Tum. Being like, hey buddy, I want some food. Well, I hear you, Tum Tum. I'll make you happy here in a little. But that'll be in a little bit. I'm gonna dice this one pepper right now. And after it, once I'm finished with this pepper here, I'm gonna clear my tray off again. And then after I fill this tray up one more time, cutting board, I'm gonna call it good with the peppers. And then once I call it good with the peppers, I'll actually start we'll actually start adding ingredients, and we'll really be cooking then. But yeah, right now, got that going on. Woo! But yeah, that should give me a reasonable. It should give me reasonable residuals. Yeah. But I hope everyone out there's planning to have a good weekend. Sounds like Good Guy Travis is planning a good weekend. I'm planning to have a good weekend. As far as like other plans for this weekend, I'll probably be making my way to my local brewery at some point. I'm debating whether or not I want to do it today or tomorrow. If I do it today, then I'll probably do it like right after stream. Then if I do it today, because if I do like my brewery trip today, then I can just basically. Then I'll be home all day Sunday, which, not gonna lie, that sounds really tempting. Just be home all day on Sunday. And I will be streaming. Be building Legos, which that's gonna be the ultimate test in my yapping ability. Because with stuff like this, I can always like talk about what I'm doing. But I feel like if I'm building a Lego set, there won't be like as much to talk about. Because like with the salsa today, I can talk about like process, where I'm at in the process, all that stuff. Whereas Legos is like, oh, I'm putting this piece on, all that fun stuff. Well, definitely not getting us through as much. And let's not digit. I want to go through a digit. That's a bad sound. Don't want to have it. But hopefully I can get also a decent bit done. Okay, 'cause I also want to. I do want to work on some like planning stuff for future streams and what have you. Future what have you. Okay. I think I'll do one more pepper after the one I'm cutting up now. And I think we'll be good on peppers. Because we are getting a little on the overflow with the... Well, we are getting pretty full with our bowl here. Our orange bowl. But this recipe is actually... So the recipe calls for 10 cups of... Well, the recipe, when multiplied by 4, calls for 10 cups of sweet peppers. And then, I think 4 to 8 hot peppers, depending on spice level you want for the dish. Me, I just figured I'll go mostly ham on Anaheims, because Anaheims are a bit Anaheim's are definitely these are more mild peppers. Kind of the reason why I like them. Because they're warm, they have a nice heat. But they're not like kicking your teeth in with heat, though. Ooh. Oh man. So many seeds. Okay. I'm gonna take this. Pretty sure I'm done with it, so you should be safe back in that side of the world. Woo! And here's our 5-gallon bucket of scraps. First scraps right there. And okay. Go ahead, give this a stir. But yeah, we're pretty far in. We got the most pain in the butt prep work done. So we're definitely going to be transitioning to the funner part where we actually get to make the salsa and let it cook and stuff. Get a good look at the level. Okay, yeah, we're just a little bit under 1.5 gallons, which I think is pretty much almost ideally where I want to be. Right now, it's a pretty decent consistency to it. The tomato juice sauce. I suppose we're moving closer to sauce. I'm gonna give that a stir. And before we actually really start cooking, I'm gonna do a quick be right back. I gotta go use the little homesteader's room. And yeah, then once I get back, we'll really start cooking. So see you soon. And we're back. So, I'm going to resume my stirring of this. And eventually I'm going to look at my phone and actually see the recipe and see what we need. Because there's a lot of... not a lot of things. I know we're adding garlic. No. I had the recipe up earlier. Be nice to me. Actually, I need to look up one thing right quick on my phone, and that's how many... What's my unit of measure I have in front of me right now? Tablespoons? Okay. I need to figure out how many cloves of garlic. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So generally 1 teaspoon. Okay. Sweet. That's the intel I need. So for my recipe, let's go down here. There we go. 8 large cloves. So I need 8 large cloves of garlic. Because we're going to start with garlic as our first addition to the here because, well, it smells kind of nice right now, but I want it to smell really nice. And the best way to accomplish that is with some garlic. So, I need 8 large cloves. I'm multiplying this recipe by 4. That means I need 32. That's a lot of garlic. But your boy's okay with that. But I have the pre-mint. I've got a little bit here. Excuse me, let me come back. And then I've got this big thing. So, 32, well, 1 large clove of garlic is equal to 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon, well, 3 teaspoons will fit in 1 tablespoon. Ah, there, you can see it a little bit. So we're going to put 11 of these into our kettle. Yes! Yes! Now we're truly cooking. Brandon, I think what my plan is here is I want to get as much of this garlic out of here as possible. And I'm going to call everything I add in here a tablespoon. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water, swish it around, and hopefully I can get all that garlic in one spot, which I think I've been reasonably successful with. I have no problem adding just a hair bit more water. Because, hey, we're also about to turn up the heat on this thing. So, that's it for that jar. I'm going to call that jar 1 tablespoon. And, yeah, if you think mincing all these peppers was work, if I had to by hand mince 30-some odd cloves of garlic, that I don't think there's anything I could do to make that fun. Unless I use the blender. That would be the only way I can make that fun. Is if I use some sort of tool. So, I'm gonna crack this bad boy open. The food safe seal will become undone. We'll start scooping and dumping garlic, and I'm really glad I bought the big one because I was like, I know I'm going to use a lot of garlic, and it's always good to have too much versus too little. And also, if you've never worked with minced garlic, this stuff is very sticky. And you'll probably notice it more if you're like making it by hand from actual garlic cloves. But yeah, we're gonna do 10 scoops out of this jar. So 1 scoop out of the jar. 2 scoop out of the jar. 3 scoop out of the jar. 4 scoop out of the jar. There we go. Then 5 scoop out of the jar. 6 out of the jar. 7 out of the jar. Do a little bit more for 8 out of the jar. Actually. 9 out of the jar. And last but not least, 10 out of the jar. Some of you people who may have been keeping track at home may have noticed some of those scoops were a hair bit generous. I have no problem at all whatsoever with an absolute overflowing abundance of garlic, so I wanted to be a little bit heavy on the garlic. Well, more than what normal people would enjoy. So every time I add something to it, I'm going to give it a stir. And hopefully, every time we give it a stir, we'll start to see our ingredient bubbling and turning and stuff in here. But after I get like a really good stir on this, I'm gonna have to head over to the side and crank up the heat a little bit, so we're adding all these ingredients to our kettle here, and these ingredients are not like boiling warm or anything. So we now have little bits of garlic floating around in our tomato. I'm gonna go turn up the... I'm just turning up the heat a little bit. So that's the garlic in there. So, which of the ingredients that you see before you is related to garlic? Or can go in salsa that may not be pictured on stream, but is related to garlic? If you guessed onions, you guessed correctly. Onions are next. So, and it's really when we add the onions and garlic when I'm most concerned about like the heat. I'm pretty sure the heat's gonna die. It'll get a little bit cooler in the pot with the addition of this stuff. Granted, I'm gonna eventually banish the onions, well, the bowls here in a bit, but yeah, we're gonna give this a really nice stir, and the reason why I'm kind of stirring in the way I am, I have a thermometer probe here, so I can't just like go around and around and around and around with my spatula. But I do want to make sure I get a really nice stir, really nice mix. And we're gonna just like let this set. Well, we're not gonna let it set for now, but we're gonna eventually, once we get all the ingredients, we're gonna let it set and let it cook. But this, pull it out of the way, this end, because that's gonna be next. Whew. Yeah. Sounds like it's starting to boil. Actually, the peppers can go away. Oh. I think we're gonna actually end up with a really nice salsa. So, peppers are next. Get as much of that good stuff in there as we can. Woo-wee. Okay. So, I don't know about you all, but this be starting to look like some salsa. We have tomato juice. We have the garlic. We have the onions. And we now have peppers. So we should actually have a pretty nice bit of heat now. It does look a little bit on the watery side, but I think once we let it boil down a little bit, because I kind of want to let this simmer for close to a half hour, just because I really want because the longer you let it simmer and stuff, the better the flavors are gonna like meld together and what have you. Oh. Oh. Now it's starting to smell amazing. Ooh. Yeah, actually. Oh yeah, it's definitely not going to be boiling anytime soon, so. But yeah, probably going to do a quick little, let it just sit for a bit. Those ingredients. And the next batch. Because this is the next batch. Is tomato paste and tomato paste and tomato paste and tomato paste, because the recipe calls for 12 ounces for the whole thing, and we are multiplying the recipe by 4. These are 6-ounce cans. We now have 8 cans. And I also have a remainder can from a different recipe that I needed tomato paste for. So I'll be actually using that because, hey, your boy likes his thick salsa. Well, I like a nice, like, thick, chunky salsa. Speaking of, one of the greatest food brands of all time, Kirkland. I am a huge fan of the Kirkland salsa. I'm also an even bigger fan that they switched from plastic jars to glass jars. And the reason why I'm a big fan of Costco switching from plastic to glass is the plastic jars. Here, let me grab visual. Were kind of like Ito-In bottles in the fact that they were textured. Like they had bumps and ridges and things. And it made it really hard to get like all the salsa out of the jar. Whereas the glass jars of salsa, they have a smooth inside. So if I'm just trying to get like the last like couple of like tablespoons of salsa out of a jar, I can just grab a spatula, go around the jar, get everything I need out. Big thank you to Costco for making that change. Because now I get more mileage. Now I get more mileage out of the salsa I buy from them. Granted, after today's stream, I'm probably not going to be worried about that too much. Because it smells pretty good right now. And it's going to smell even better once we get more ingredients. So, we'll do that. Do a sippy sip of beverage. Grab my first opened can. Woo! That is one thing about tomato paste. It is a paste. It is thick stuff. I need somewhere to stick all these. I think that's gonna work. Not entirely sure, but I would like to be optimistic. We're just gonna be chucking, flinging, placing tomato paste into this. And the tomato paste, what it's gonna do is gonna help thicken it up. So getting the tomato paste in there is going to be really good for determining how long I actually want this to simmer. Because I want to see what sort of viscosity post the paste. And I think that's actually going to work out for holding all of these mini cans of paste. Because, yeah, this would be a lot of stuff. But, that's fine. This is going to be a big batch of salsa, though. Granted, that was the goal. My original vision for this was, like, doing, like, a 5-gallon batch, and I kind of realized, maybe I don't... well, I realized I don't have 5 gallons of, quart jars. Ah! So you don't get paste on you everywhere. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Treat yourself better than that. Woo! So much tomato paste. I love it. So if I that and then do the basically I'm going around the back, going around the sides of the can with the back of the knife, trying to get all this tomato paste that I paid good money for into my cauldron of let's see, cauldron of acidity? Yeah. And also kind of a warning. If you're canning salsa, you want to be really particular about following the recipe. Because salsa, well, tomatoes are acidic. And one of the things about acidic foods is, well, okay. So there's actually two types of canning. One is pressure canning, which you do in the pressure cooker. And then the other is called water bath canning. We're going to be water bath canning this. If you're wondering why I'm doing water bath canning, it's because it's easy. It's actually a lot easier. You don't have to worry about having basically a pressure vessel in your kitchen, or in my case, my shop. But the thing with water bath canning is to not get any sort of bad stuff, which in canning, the thing you worry about the most is botulism. You can either cook it hot enough, which can be accomplished with a pressure cooker, or you have a high enough acidity. Like you have a high enough of a pH. And tomatoes are high enough on their own to provide the acidity for the salsa, but the thing is, your other ingredients, namely onions and peppers, they don't have as high of a pH as the tomatoes do. So you got to be really careful with not adding too many extra peppers. Like me, I feel like I followed the amount of peppers I needed to put in this to like basically the letter. And the onions I did likewise. And I'm also kind of hoping with the fact I started off with like a bit more juice and then cooked it down, I should get a pretty good level of acidity. Because you want to... Because if you're at like, I think, a pH of 4, you basically don't have to worry about botulism at all. Because it can't survive in that high of a pH. Your food's safe for consumption. It's just with lower pH foods, you gotta really watch out with that. If you're like canning green beans, you have to use a pressure cooker. Because the pH isn't gonna be high enough to ward off botulism bacteria. Which it does not take a lot of that poison to significantly impact or / ruin health. Kind of the health warning of this stream is definitely make sure you follow your recipes. Granted, if you check out the link to the recipe I'm using in the description, the author has definitely made their point abundantly clear on like, hey, make sure you stick to tested recipes for this if you're going to water bath. If you're willing to... I'm bringing cutting board back just to have a somewhat safe place to set my knife. But if you're willing to pressure can your food, then you don't have to worry about the This is see too much. Man, getting it started is weird. And I think these cans are weird. I think it's because the cans are so small. It's very, like, small diameter. Yeah, small diameter. That's what I was... Small diameter, that's the word I want. Grab you. Into you. The void. Into the void you go. But yeah, we're starting. Probably after this jar of tomato paste, I should probably get her just to help mix everything. But all that bubbling means I am doing a good job of cooking this. And that's also like another thing, if you do like a slightly longer cook time with your salsa and stuff, that does a lot to help with the here. Kills them. It kills them good. Heat kills bacteria good. Who would have known? Okay. Got a little bit more in this jar. I'm gonna try and scrape it out. Here it is. Da 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 da. Pop pop. Okay. So I'm starting to get a boil here, so I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully it just smells amazing. Which it does. It smells really. Oh, I love it. Kind of weird, nearing the 4-gallon mark though, in terms of like the volume of product we have. And we've still got like 4 more cans of this, and we still have other ingredients to add to our wonderful dish. Granted, I know we got kosher salt and vinegar incoming. I don't know. Oh yeah, kosher salt, and then I'm also gonna add some. So I am gonna make one addition that the recipe doesn't call for, and that's just a spice. And I'm gonna add some cumin to it. And grab this here, da 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 da. Because I mean, flavor-wise, last year it did taste a little bit bland, but whenever I open a jar of last year's batch, I just add some cumin to it. It tastes a hell of a lot better. Definitely better. Nope. Gonna be doing a little bit of this bloop in this cereal. Hopefully, everything cooks down. We'll have wonderful. I think we're gonna do really good this year. I was a little concerned, but I really feel like the executive decision, if you will, of letting the tomato juice cook while I prep the onions and peppers did a lot to got this figured out right. I felt like if I can be some figurines. Lid off! Off with your lid! For I desire your contents food packaging. For I have sacrificed many, well, actually, it's a nice thing about Kirkland brand, many of the capitalism crystals on acquiring you. Oh, snap. Yeah, someone almost just flung tomato paste back at himself. And it didn't hit me, so neener, neener, neener. And take that tomato paste. You're gonna go into my food and you're gonna help thicken it and flavor it. Be a nice bit of that sweet, sweet umami. Oh yeah. Actually, just tried like a little bit of the tomato paste. Ooh. Like, look how thick it is now. It's looking good. It's looking really good. See, whenever I first, like... These cans are weird. Because it's like when I first hit it, it snaps out. Like it doesn't want to travel. I don't know why. If I start it in that, like, hole I make, it's good. I think it's due to the size of the cans. I think the cans are your scraper. It's a scraper. It does scraping thing. Yeah, I wonder if 4-gallon mark with all the ingredients were at. Ooh. Aha! Man, adding the tomato paste is kind of fun. As long as it doesn't try to fly back at me. That part's not fun. But flinging it into the cauldron's fun. I have enough of that. Da, da, da. Nope. Okay. Ah! That's the thing. Yeah. Ooh. Ah! Second, I thought I might have got successful at transversing the can. Nope, you just gotta put it in the first hole that you punch when you open up the thing and you're good to go. Okay. But yeah, I'm trying to keep all of my tomato paste else. That way I can clean them out after. Because this homestead does believe in recycling. I believe in recycling and composting. Makes my trash very light. A lot of my trash is just wrappers. Woo! And I can get a little bit more. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Ah! So I'm just put that there, and then you'll go over there. Give this a stir. Stir it up. Stir up some salsa. yeah, we're definitely letting all the flavors and everything meld together now. Oh, man, I love it. I love it. This is fun. Making delicious food is fun. Really glad I'm kind of doing it in the kettle because brew kettle's got the size for this. It's my largest kettle. I have another kettle, but it's I have another large kettle like this. It's actually it's aluminum. Acidic foods and aluminum don't really like each other very well, but I don't think that's the biggest concern with the thing. The biggest concern is that container has been used as a turkey fryer, and I would be scared if I cooked anything in it that the stuff that came out of it would literally just taste like turkey and peanut oil. Yeah, like I don't trust it. I don't trust that container with any other food. Okay, I want to review a recipe because I think I'm down to 2 ingredients. Got tomatoes, peppers, onions, garlic, paste. Yes, I am correct. I am down to my final 2 ingredients, which are going to be salt and vinegar. And then we'll be kind of done. So, should be exciting. So, I'm going to need... How do I put this? A lot of salt. Well, not a lot, actually. I did the math earlier. Yeah, I need 6 teaspoons. And 3 teaspoons goes into a tablespoon. I have a tablespoon here. So 2 of these is good for 1 batch. I need 8 because this is a ×4 recipe. Because we're multiplying the recipe times by 4. So I want to get the salt in there first because I want the vinegar to be the last thing I add. I want it to... I'm not sure if I want the vinegar to cook off too much. Kind of what I'm worried. I don't... Granted, I don't even know if you can like cook off vinegar. Screw this. We're going for the knife. Because I gotta cut this top off. It's meant to be... It's kind of meant to be open. But it's kind of not meant to be opened. Okay, there's that side of the world. And I get the other side, please and thank you. Hey, please and thank you worked! Yay! But yeah, there's not really a lot of this kosher salt left, so... I think I'll probably only need, like... a lot. That's just 1. And I have a residual there. But... I have another box! So, let me get this opened up. Ooh. Looks so good. You can see like the peppers and the onions and they're all tumbling and doing their thing. Yeah. I just wish my shop didn't smell like wood finish as much because I'm sure the smell would be a lot more intense right now. So I'm gonna pour the rest of that container of salt into there. Into this container. So this is done. To the shallow realm with you. So we're gonna need thrown 1 tablespoon in there. We're gonna need 8. Yes, we need 8. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last but not least, 8. Yay! Okay. Hold that up like that. Thank you for your work. Okay, have fun, buddy. Go get yourself some cards. As for me, I'm going to finish cooking the salsa. And finishing off a cold one. Granted, I am glad that the shop hasn't gotten hotter than 82. Ooh. God. I did. Okay. I'm trying to think how long this has been, like, cooking for. And so, because I think it was around the 2-hour mark when I started adding all the other ingredients. I want everything to cook and meld together for like an hour. Well, not an hour. Hour's a little too. I want everything to cook for like at least 30 minutes. Granted, I've got real nice heat right now. So what? I wanna questions. Do I want to add the last bit of vinegar I need? So the last ingredient is white vinegar. And I'm thinking about when I want to add it. Because I'm thinking, do I want to add it now? And do I risk it, like, cooking off? Or do I just wait? I'm beginning to lean towards fortune favors the bold, so... I've got some... I'm preparing my next cup of tea. Tea? Aw. But yeah, preparing some green tea, and then once the green tea is done, I think we'll go ahead and add the vinegar. And we'll let this cook for probably like 10-ish minutes with the vinegar in it. And then, after that, I think we can start actually canning. Yeah. I think we'll be in a good spot to can then. The only issue is I'm gonna have to lift this kettle off its platform so I can make room for the canner. Because I only have one burner for my setup. I wish I had more. I actually really wish I had more. But I do not. For I am left. I mean, granted, it's not really like... It's... Really, the worst case scenario today is, like, it's just, like... It's mildly inconvenient. But I think last year I cooked... I think I cooked the salsa on this portable propane burner, and let me see here. I haven't had thoughts. But I did the water bath canning on the grill actually. I think that's what I did last year. White vinegar! Which I'm gonna check with my recipe. I think my recipe calls for 1 cup. So this recipe is a times 4. So we will need 4 cups. Thankfully my handy dandy little cup device measures up to 2 cups. So I just need to fill this 2 times. We'll have all the white vinegar we need. go. There we go. So 2 cups. I kind of want to pour it along the side to mix in some stuff. And the smell of the vinegar is strong. Ooh, wait. You're perfect. Oh, yeah, there we go. I like it. You literally had 4 cups of white vinegar left in this bottle. So, do that, and the vinegar's in. So, at this point, 1:28 Eastern Standard Time, PM. All my ingredients are combined in together. So, with this, set this here. I kind of want to have you available. I'm going to be talking to myself a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna actually grab this. Showcase. So, this is last year's batch. As you can see, it's kind of definitely a little bit watery. Does not have the body or the character that we have here. I really like what I'm seeing out of this. I definitely think it's still on the watery side. But hey, we got a really good cook going, so we'll just let it do its thing. But your boy's getting a little bit peckish, so I'm gonna just pour a little bit out. And then I think after I think like 10 minutes or so. I'm going to pull a sample from this, and we'll try that. So we'll kind of like compare them, is what I'm hoping to do. Just like a little thing for me to do while I let the flavors meld and do their thing. So, set you there. Okay. But yeah, it's really watery also. I mean, it's got pretty... I mean, I'm overall, like, happy with the flavor. I just wish the consistency was a little bit more there. Like, I got some chunks of peppers and stuff. I just wish it was a chunkier salsa, because it's really runny like that. Got like a bit of onion. Woo! Whereas I feel like this salsa is going to turn out a lot better. Granted, I have no complaints about. I mean, this salsa has been good for like I really like it on salads. It's really good for salads. Good for salads. Good for... I'm trying to think of what else. Salads. A lot of rice dishes. If I want to add some like tomato-y goodness, do like a rice and bean dish that I like to make. I'll go for this. It's just the salsa doesn't have quite as much of a body to make it a good chip salsa, which is the number one thing I want to improve with the salsa on the other side of my hand. Woo! Because we want this to have a much better body and stuff too. So, I definitely think I'm going to be letting this cook for a little bit. Which kind of sucks because it makes it hard, because I can't prepare my water bath while I'm letting this cook. Kind of my biggest restraint right now. I wish it wasn't. Definitely wish I had a little bit more like flexibility with stuff. Cause like this salsa is just like better for like, it's almost like a sauce. Whereas I'm hoping to make this a bit more of a full-bodied salsa. But we'll see. See how it turns out. I definitely think it has a lot more of a... I definitely think I have a lot more like stuff going on in it. Because it was pretty good earlier. I feel like in terms of like the thickness and consistency. But ever since I added the white vinegar, I think it definitely watered it down. But the vinegar is actually really important because the vinegar is what kind of helps like bump up the acidity a little bit. And that's what like... It does help make the salsa a little bit safer to water bath can. Yeah, we're gonna look about my options moving forward because I have a lot of stuff going on. For uno, I'm gonna get my utility card out. I'll be able to kind of see it there. Here a bit. Have that out. Hit the platform. Set my utility card off to the side. Because utility cart is where... Oh, yeah, you can see it there. This is where I'm going to transfer the finished salsa. Okay, we're a bit more... Kind of like chips, salsa, more salsa. But yeah, hopefully we let that cook. It'll thicken up nicely. I'll have better salsa than this salsa. Granted, I definitely don't complain about the flavor. It's just not thick enough. Good dipping. Actually, probably should. I'm really trying to scrape that bottom because it definitely feels like there are some chunks down there. What for two? Okay, yeah. Yeah, now look at that. That's, dare I say, splendid. Okay, I'm getting excited. So, I'd get tray number one. Give me a minute to grab my ladle. One ladle. And grab a random. So, here is current salsa, that's old salsa. So, I definitely think the biggest nose difference is it's definitely got more chunks to it. Plus, we're definitely a little bit on the water, but it definitely seems like it has a bit more of a viscosity. Granted, I think I want to turn. Felt like there was some stuff starting to burn at the bottom of the kettle. I don't want stuff burning. I'm gonna go ahead and I can almost kind of feel it. Yeah. Might be some burnt stuff at the bottom of this kettle. I'm gonna let that cool before I start. Before I have any up. And then I add just a little bit of, literally just a little bit of the cumin right now, because I'm gonna wait. Because I'm gonna wait until this is off the heat before I start. Before I add the spice, because I don't want the spice to like cook or denature with the heat. Look like you're simmering down. Ugh. Granted, I didn't actually think this was going to take this long. I might have been more willing to do more prep beforehand if I knew it was going to take this long. Oh. First taste of the new batch. Ooh. Oh, man. Man, that's some good flavor. I don't know if it was just because I had a pepper in it. Let's see if I can't just grab an onion. Just because I want to see how well like the flavors have melded together. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Because it definitely looks like we definitely have a little bit chunkier of a consistency. It's like this if you just rock it. Squishes pretty easily with this. There's a bit more of a delay to it. Definitely got a bit better of a consistency. But I definitely think I'm still a little bit too on the water side. But I think moving forward in the future, I might just add more tomato paste. I think that's going to be the strategy for year 3. Year 3 is going to be more tomato paste. I might try to up the tomato paste a little bit to get a thicker result. I feel pretty happy with like the ratio of peppers and onions and seeds and stuff. But I definitely think I need to improve. There's room for improvement here. Man, it's good though. It's really good. But yeah, I definitely want this to cook. Maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Because yeah, water bath canning takes a little bit. Granted, I might end stream after the first batch of water canning's done. I'm not entirely certain. We'll see. But, it is what it is, you know? So. But yeah, pretty optimistic. It's got a real nice red color to it, especially compared to the old batch. But I think that's just because this is basically year-old salsa. I don't think it's roundabout a year. I don't think it's exactly a year, but we're in that ballpark. Definitely want to be a little really stir you up with this, because I think another thing too is, at least as far as like the surface of this looks, I think a lot of chunks are like a lot of the heavier stuff, like the onions and peppers. A lot of that has fallen to the closer to the bottom of the pot. So I think if I can get a pretty even mix of material into the cans, this might be I'm definitely very optimistic in saying this is probably going to be my best batch of salsa yet. But that's also... This is only round 2. It's only round 2, and kind of the issue with last year's was I rushed it. And I know that's my problem, and hey, today I'm taking my time. I am taking my time. But I think I should probably need utility card to stay open. This is going to stay here. Just excuse me, because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking to myself and organizing off camera. Because I'm going to... What I want to do is I want to prep for the point where we start actually doing some canning. So just bear with me. I'm going to be moving around a lot. Yeah. Oh. The sweet, sweet joys of constrained shop space, which partly due to, well, I should kind of show you. So there's the table saw stand, and then those are all the oak boards that are going to be the shelves for the CD shelf project. Which that project's almost completed. So the surface of those boards that you saw, that's going to be the top surface, and I'm literally just going to put one coat of stain on the bottom surface, and I'm calling it done. And then I cut them to length, and I'm done. But yeah, I'm gonna have a bit more of this also though. I've worked really hard all morning for this, and I'm going to enjoy it. Man. Okay, I need to do a side-by-side now. Because I don't know if it's because it's fresh. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's because this stuff is fresh. Like, we just made it. It tastes a lot richer than the other salsa, which I'm sure, like, I know the flavor actually improves over the course of, like, at least a month or 2. It's sort of like beer. You gotta let it be packaged for a little bit before it, like, hits peak flavor. But yeah, this salsa is gonna be good. I definitely feel like I'm gonna have, like, more, like, peppers and onions, because another thing I did last year that was a failing was I actually didn't super measure out my stuff. I did a little bit of eyeballing because I kind of was working with what I had. Like I said, I made it in a rush. Whereas, like, this batch. This batch I kind of, like, with the bucket, made sure I was putting in, like, the right amount of stuff, and there you go. You can kind of can't see it, but right about where the end of the stick is like the 4-gallon mark. So we've got 3 3/4 gallons of salsa in here. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm currently down to, I have only 6 full quarts of last year's salsa, which I'm sure I'll have that finished off by ideally by the end of the year. I'm not going to guarantee that, but ideally by the end of the year, that's gone. I hope. Like I've said, I haven't been able to consume it as, like, actual chips and salsa, like how I like to enjoy my chips and salsa. But I've had to like mix it into other dishes, which it's been fine at using it like a tomato sauce. I want dip, man. Ooh, wait. Even that sheen there. See how the sheen's got some texture to it? Last year's doesn't have that like that really bumpy texture. Yeah. I think I did all right. Oh man. And it tastes really rich. Everything's melded together good. Okay, I'm excited. Okay. I'm excited, but I'm also terrified about the fact that my, so... Getting this stuff canned is going to be really fun. Actually, wait. I'm willing to call this done. But I'm going to add some cumin before I fully take it. Go for it. And then if it's not enough, hey, I can add more. I can add more as I open up jars. You know? So we'll get this nice and mixed up. I'll get the pot off of here. And then we'll actually start canning. Whew. Okay. I need to head off to the world. I need gloves. I am back, for I have attained gloves. Or at least the good kind. This kind. Kind that lets me touch hot metal. Oh yeah. Whew. But yeah, that's the amount of propane that flame's been on. Okay. Oh. Grab the water. Grab the canner. Oh. This is actually the bottom of a canner. Woo! Actually, I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna fill up the steam kettle, because this will heat up quicker. Wait. Because this is going to heat up a lot quicker than hot will. Granted, I definitely don't want to fill up this pot a whole lot, because, yeah. Yeah. Because once I start adding jars to this, that water level is going to go up. And it's just like the only slight constraint is my regulator for my propane's over there. I have this here and I have that over there, and I basically have no room to move around or get to where I want to get. That part kind of sucks. But hey, we're at least at the point where we are beginning the water bath. We're getting the bath ready. Now, some of you might be wondering at home, why do I have all these canning rings? The reason is, the jars, you cannot let them touch the bottom. This canner at one point in time came with a, let's see, what was it? It was like a grate that fit in the bottom of this. In the long history of the Yamagawa family, it got lost. So I just improvised and put a bunch of these like canning rings, which I think I can fit one more in there of the standard size. And I fit. This water shouldn't be hot yet. There we go. And that will basically act as a grate, and that'll keep my cans out of direct contact with the bottom. So I'm calling it Dunzo with water now. Because if I were to add any more water to this, I'm concerned about overflowing. Because these cans are going to add a lot of volume to this. And I really want to turn up the regulator. Now I'm going to turn it up, too. And I moved it a bit closer. So that way I can do what I need to do. But yeah, it's just with how thick that metal is, it's gonna just be a while to heat up. Okay, but I am just hurting on the face. While I'm letting this warm up, is I've boiled some water. And I'm basically gonna just use that water to clean the inside of my cans. Give them just a really good stir. That way I can prep the cans. Granted, I know some people also will like put them in the water bath. Granted, this will also help give me an idea of how much water I need in there. If I start adding cans now. We're gonna just start cleaning cans. That a couple times. Woo! Hey now. Let's top weight to weigh you down. Oh yeah. But in water bath canning, all you gotta do is like get the top covered, and you're good. And then you basically let it sit in boiling water for like, I think for quart jars you let it sit like half hour or so. But as you can see, we've already got 3 jars, and that water level's coming up. We've got plenty more jars to go through, but hopefully I can get 8. If I can get 8 jars in a single water bath, then that means I should be able to finish canning all the salsa with 2 water bath sessions. Hopefully. I've got I've got 15 of these things. Of these cans, but I don't know. Do we have any guesses? Do we think we can get 8? And I hope there's some positivity for the 8 number. Thanks. So much water on the floor. That's 5 now, so we're don't water down the watery salsa. Don't do that. Good. But Basically, I'm just transferring water back and forth to get mileage out of it. Get these jars cleaned and warmed up. Is that also the second thing when you let them sit where they're basically empty like this in here? Is they get warmed up. That's gonna. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna be able to hit 8, which is good. I think that's half of what I got. Let me check. Yeah. So I do have 15 of these quart jars, which should handle most of the salsa. I don't know. Crickets. I think we should play it safe with 7. Be playing it safe with 7. Ooh, okay, yeah. It's warming up. So, at some point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking cans out, and I'll fill them, and then I will introduce the filled cans back in. So I have all standard lids. So let me look. Standard lids. Are these my wide mouths? So that's my wide mouth. I need my regular mouth. My lids together. So that's going to be my regular lids. I just now need my rings. Wait. This is how we keep all of our rings in the family, for the most part. So I'm just going to be digging through here to get the rings I need. Well, I'll let this warm up, but this is going to be good. Because I think this is going to get warmed up nicely. And then once it's warmed up, we'll be... Yeah, it's starting to boil a little bit. Okay. Oh, that's going to go over there. Okay, so I just need to... That. One moment. Ladies and gentlemen of chat. I, Sugi Yamagawa, would like to introduce you to the most powerful piece of technology known to mankind. The canning funnel. And if you think I'm joking, I did not have this with me when I canned last year. It was such a pain in the butt. Also over. So, this is canning tongs. Basically, this is going to allow me to reach in here, securely grab my can, lift it out. Granted, for these first couple, I got to pour the water out. So we got it clean. Not perfect size, but salsa is. So let's see here. I think we might want to transfer to a view like this. Yeah, we'll do this. Cool. So incredibly strained on space. But yeah. I stir, then I'm gonna take big deep scoop, trying to like grab as much as I can consistently grab out of there. But yeah. And we'll just slowly fill up a batch of salsa. Well, a can with a batch of salsa. Yeah, you gotta love it when your utility cart comes in. Especially when Gotta really watch it. All these up, but you want to leave about a half inch of what's called headspace. Outline. And there we go. A canned salsa. Yeah. But so we grab lid. This lid in. Add a ring. Okay, yeah, that was not the smart idea. Grab this. I need to make sure. I really want to get that band on tight. Because the metal band, what it does is it pushes. So you see how you got that tap tap? By the time we finish water bathing and it cools down to room temperature, you shouldn't be able to hear that anymore. That is how you know you've successfully canned. Right now everything's nice, warm, and hot. Then we'll grab the next one. Please pouring the water out. Ooh. But generally this is how you will like sanitize your actual cans. You'll leave them in the water bath. And that water's slowly working its way to boiling. Salsa, basically boiling hot. I know that because of my thermometer there. So, if I make sure I have no bacteria in my cans, no bacteria in my salsa, I will have a safe, consumable product for. Well, the recipe specifically mentions you should have everything finished with a year. I'm optimistic enough to believe this stuff can last for. Garden gnome. Plastic head. Looking good. Looking good. Grab a lid. Lid. Just put that on there. I have to grab the glove to tighten it. I grab my tongs. Make sure I have a nice good grip. Go in here. One of my cans went sideways and that water's probably too hot for me. Isn't it? Yep, there we go. But yeah, as you can see, that water level's really starting to pick up. We at least want it to be up to the level of the lid, round to the level of the salsa. I believe. I don't know. I think once I get everything in there, I'll just double check. Definitely a little bit of burnt stuff at the bottom of this kettle. Oh well. Garage is gonna. All that matters, right? Good smelling garage. Pantry full of food. Pantry's full of food. Yep. Got enough headspace in there. And we just continue the process. Good. But yeah, that water's starting to get to boiling. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make good on my promise of I'm only gonna keep stream going for the first water bath, and then after that, sorry guys, I'm gonna finish this off on my own time. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to see everything. Yeah, definitely getting pretty full. Hot water. Yeah, we're gonna serve today's harvest for tomorrow. But yeah, this is definitely gonna be a chunkier salsa. I actually measured the ratios out. Probably for a little bit more of tomato paste, thicken. Either that, or we'll cook down the tomato juice more. I don't know. Cool. But yeah, you can already tell. Well, fortunately, you guys can't. But now salsa in the container's going down the kettle. But yeah, welcome to the good old low life of making a thing and then canning it, preserving it. Okay, cool. And I do like the look of that. Look at it! Look at it! It's so pretty! And into the bath you go. Okay, so we're starting to get up to the level of the lids. And I'm not going to start the timer for the water bath process until all the cans. And if I wanted to, I could probably go around on a ring and time it. But I'd rather do a little bit over in terms of my timing for how long this stuff needs to sit versus not doing enough. If I don't do it, if it doesn't spend enough time in the hot water, then that's not good. And it won't be hot enough, and it won't. And might as well just dish the lids out. Yeah, dish them out, dish them out, dish them out. Woo! That. Ooh. Definitely looks like we're getting a pretty good bubble there. Up. Sit into glove hand. Let's tighten. Reintroduce. Water bath. Now, see, it's starting to get to the point where overflowing the can. Water bath, you want it to just get warm. Basically, the way the water bath can works, basically cook it, the jar, for as long as bacteria. Because the basically kill pretty much everything at boiling. Definitely. like botulism bacteria, but you actually live with that simply due to the fact that if your food has a high enough, kind of talked about that earlier. Hold it. Fine. Lid. Grab a band. Okay. Up. Nice. But yeah, I think that's going to be a reasonably good salsa. Very optimistic. That water bath is basically maxed out in height. It'd been nice if my rings let me sit a little bit lower. I'm going to take the water and pour it off into the kettle. But yeah, that's why you want to be a little bit conservative with the water. Because if it doesn't seem like you have enough water at first, oh, don't worry about it. Just let it do its thing. And we are down to our last. We're down to like 1.5 gallons of salsa left. Actually, no, I might not have to get any of my pint jars out. I mean, I have no problem getting my pint jars. Grabbing the pint. Because I like the quart jars. Quart jars are big enough where I can finish off this reasonably quickly. I don't have to like worry about like the amount of. It's enough in terms of amount, but it's not overwhelming. In terms of like the amount of stuff I'm working. So I'm gonna lid. Heck, I'm down to 2. So grand. Hey. Hand grabber. Nice stuff. Then I'm gonna do a quick thing. Go in there. Woo! Getting a real slight overfill. Which, honestly, I should probably do something about. And by do something about, I'm just going to teaspoon it out. Because eventually this water will boil down. Granted, it's actually kind of funny to think that it's helping! It's actually working. It is working. Okay. Wait. So, 20 minutes starting now is what I think is my cook time. But I'm going to actually double check the recipe. I want to make sure I do it correct. Process. Okay, so it's 30 minutes. The water bath can. Okay. So the recipe calls for a 30-minute water bath. Whatever boils more than I currently do, I am going to have to turn the heat down. Woo. Hey there, water hose. Don't do that. I don't know. And that is the end of the green tea. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go grab a chip. Grab some salt. And some salsa. And I'm gonna just sit here and have thoughts. Oh, man. Okay. If this also comes out of the jar being this good, be damn good salsa. Okay. I know I said earlier that I was gonna let the water bath do its thing. I said that assuming a 20-minute water bath and the recipe calls for a half hour. I'm pretty sure no one here wants to watch a VTuber stare at a boiling pot of water for a half hour. So, but yeah, this is basically, so this is the basic standard water bath canning process. You just want to cover your cans. And yeah, you just literally just let this sit in like near boiling water for a half hour. That's enough to heat up the cans, the salsa, the everything, kill it all. And then when you're done, you'll put it on a flat surface. I have behind me. Oh, and you will lay it on a towel. And the purpose of the towel is to just kind of be like a thermal break. And also, cans are wet, hot water. You can have hot water all over them. And then you just let it sit, cool the room temperature. And then once it cools to room temperature, you shouldn't be able to pop this top no more. It should just be done. It shouldn't be able to do that anymore. And if your top doesn't make any noise when you press the button, you did it. You canned. So, water bath canning can be used for more high acidic foods. Thankfully, tomatoes are just acidic enough, and peppers aren't too basic to ruin the thing. So, yeah, this stream's went on for nearly 4 hours. I really was not expecting this, but yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing a Lego set building thing. It's just going to be me hanging out, being chill and stuff. So should be just a pretty chill, easygoing time. I won't be getting too ambitious, unlike today. Today was a really reasonably ambitious stream in terms of like the amount of work and stuff, and like you people do not want to see what I see in front of me right now. It is a mess. So I'm gonna go ahead and end stream and let this cook. I have a rough idea of how long this has been cooking. If I let it sit for a little too long, that won't be a problem. So, this is Suki Yamagawa. I hope you had fun today on whoever you are, wherever you are. I hope you have fun living the best life you possibly can. And with that, bye-bye.